everybody. Welcome back to an all-new episode of VolTalk. I'm Vanessa Rodriguez, and today we have UT's College Democrats to tell us a little bit more about their organization. We have President Feroze Freeland and Pablo Rebored-Segovia. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. How about you?
Pretty good. All right, to start off, can you give us a little bit of insight on what College Democrats do on our campus?
Yeah, so College Democrats, we kind of do a little bit of everything. We're the official college outreach arm of the DNC. So as such, we work on campaigns. We do a lot of voter registration on campus to get students registered to vote. We also do a lot of different advocacy on different issues. So since right now we're in an off election year, that's kind of what we've been focusing more on, is just different issues that are important to us. But we also just serve as like a place for like-minded students to come together and talk about issues and ideas and just kind of make friends and network.
And what issues are you focusing on this semester?
So this semester, the main issues we're focusing on are healthcare. So we want to prevent the Affordable Care Act from being repealed and make sure that no one loses their healthcare. We're also focusing on immigration, on education, and on guns on campus, which is going to be a big issue. If people haven't heard about it, state legislature is trying to allow students to carry guns on campus, and so we're very much against that, and so we're going to be doing a lot of organizing against that.
Are you going to have events for these issues on campus?
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be doing, we have letter writing, we do phone calls to our representatives, we'll be tabling on pedestrian walkway to educate other students about it, and we're also taking a few trips to Nashville in March to lobby our legislators.
Oh wow, that's great. So your thoughts about the current administration?
Well, the current administration is one of the first to rely on a completely different set of facts to come to their conclusions. And so it's really showing that we really need to do more to talk about our sources when we have discussions. I'm very concerned about what's happening in the White House, like in terms of banning Muslim majority countries from immigrants being able to come here. Because most of the victims of the violence of fundamentalist Islam or ISIS are other moderate Muslims who are the primary targets of those attacks. So in terms of foreign policy, I think that things might get scary.
Yeah, I think also what we're seeing is the Republican Party for I think a long time now has been putting their party ahead of the best interests of the American people. So we can see this in a lot of the cabinet nominations, especially Betsy DeVos for Secretary of Education, where our Republicans, including our own senators, received an unprecedented number of calls, emails, messages from their constituents saying we do not want her to be in charge of our children's education. And what they did was blatantly disregarded that and voted her in anyway to put their party and their own, those interests ahead of the interests of the American people. And so that's really discouraging and I think scary.
There are a lot of people in the Knoxville area that are looking to fight against Corker in 2018, and we're hoping to work with them in the Knoxville area. I'm also deeply concerned about Jeff Sessions. He has been accused of having being against civil rights and voting rights by the ACLU, the NAACP, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and is facing a lot of opposition from these civil rights groups. And so I think that's really concerning that he was approved to be the Attorney General.
Yeah, definitely.
And in terms of enforcing the law, especially since Trump has talked about how the elections might be rigged and so on, we might see an increase of voter ID laws.
So about the rigged election, do you think, what are your thoughts about the Electoral College versus a popular vote? Because that really plays a really big role in the voter fraud.
Yeah, so I think it's really sad that in this democracy that we have, this past election was the second time in the past 20 years where the candidate who won the popular vote was not actually elected and was not actually put into office. And actually, Secretary Clinton won the popular vote by over 3 million votes. And, on the one hand, we're really proud that 3 million more Americans, a substantial majority, voted for, our vision and our values. But at the same time, I think that it says something about the health of our democracy that despite winning an overwhelming majority in the popular vote, because of the antiquated electoral college system, she is not now in office.
Yeah.
And so I definitely think, and there are Democrats in Congress who have proposed taking a look at that, how can we modify it? Maybe it's time to get rid of the electoral college. I'm not sure, but I definitely think that we need to have a serious conversation about that in our country, because like I said, this is the second time, since 2000 that something like this has happened.
And have you seen any changes on campus or even in the city of Knoxville regarding to the new President Trump?
Well, yeah, in my own family, there's like a lot of concern. There's a new environment where people are not quite certain of what President Trump would do. He's known for being kind of like erratic in his actions, so people are uncertain about their future, and there's a lot of fear and maybe some paranoia going around. To go back to the electoral college, we also have problems with gerrymandering and first past the post, like the voting system on those things. And one source I would highly recommend if you want to get more information about the problems with these things would be to watch the CGP Gray videos on YouTube. They explain how the electoral college doesn't even benefit rural voters, which is an important point.
Going back to an earlier point that you made, how you guys do vote banks and all that, can you explain a little bit more about that?
Oh yeah, so that's just one of the tools in our organizing toolbox, I guess. So right now what we're doing is calling people who we know support us and agree with us on the issues, but maybe just need that push to go ahead and contact their representatives, make their voices heard on a variety of different issues. So we'll get together, we usually have a script, and we make calls mostly to supporters and say, hey, here's what's going on. Why don't you take 2 minutes to call Senator Corker, Senator Alexander, whoever it is, and let them know how you feel. And that's just one of like many organizing tactics that we use. But I'll also say, in terms of changes after the election, we have seen in what's sort of like a silver lining for us, if you want to look at it that way, we've seen a lot of people who have never been involved in politics wanting to get involved now. Yeah, so we've had a lot of new members this semester actually, which is exciting for us. But we definitely hope, it's exciting to see like the influx of people being interested, and we just hope that everyone will stay engaged and realize that we have to be in it for the long haul. Right now we're like Pablo said about, Senator Corker is up for re-election in 2018, so that's next year. We've got elections. We actually have city council elections here in Knoxville this year in November. So, we have things that are coming up and things to be looking forward to and building towards. And so we can't just, we can't give up. We have to be in it for the long haul. And so I would just encourage people to stay involved and stay engaged and continue to pay attention, because I think that what this administration wants us to do is to stop paying attention and to stop making our voices heard. So.
And when are your meetings? Wednesdays?
Yes, so we meet every Wednesday at 6:30 in HSS 205, and actually next Wednesday, the 22nd, we'll be having a panel on careers in government and politics. So we'll be having some local, couple of local lawyers, a local person who works for the FDA, and somebody who's running for city council and who also served on the election commission come in and speak. So if people are interested in getting career advice, if you're wanting to go into politics or government, that would be a great event to come to.
Do you guys get a lot of speakers at your meetings?
Yeah, so we do. We have speakers come in, like local activists, different organizations. Yesterday we had Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense come in and talk about their lobbying efforts. But yeah, no, go ahead.
We got Gloria Johnson and some local representatives to come in and talk to. And even if you're not looking for a career in politics, it's a very good resource to get informed about civics. We don't have a lot of education for that in school, so it really helps to know who you can get in contact with, how you can organize your community for action, and that can help in a variety of contexts, and it's a pretty good skill to have.
Yeah, definitely. And like we're always welcoming new members. We're welcome to everyone, regardless if you have any experience in politics or not. We'd love to have you. And like I said earlier, it's also just like a place, besides all of the like campaigning and political work and activism that we do, it's also just a place to come and like make friends and talk to people and vent, or, you
And
know,
have the same
whatever.
views as
Yeah,
well.
like-minded people, definitely. So yeah, we're always looking for new members. So
Thank you so much, Feroze and Pablo, for coming, and I'll see you guys next time.
thank you.